Baby, can you play a horror game for us? Bear Greenheart.
Okay. Whenever you see your goalie start to walk up, you don't need to walk that far
I'm gonna
back.
let you have
You
it.
can instead
It's
just
alright.
cover the other option
I'm gonna let you have it.
for the Estelle.
It's alright.
Because she might bounce it
Enjoy your
here
meal,
or she
bro.
might just go for the clear shot.
Enjoy your meal. Forget about 5%. It's now 10.
So I think number one priority for today is definitely just
Just letting you know it's
letting
now
your goalie do their
10%.
job and trying to stay as spread out as possible.
It's a steak and cheese, chat.
Hi, sweet baby. Can you play a horror game for us? Bear Greenheart.
I'm gonna let you have it. It's alright.
So this beam doesn't
I'm gonna let
accomplish
you have it.
anything because
It's
there's no
alright.
contention
Enjoy
of
your
the
meal, bro.
core currently down here.
Enjoy your meal. Forget
Also,
about
like buffing just
5%.
doesn't really help. Like,
It's now 10.
if your Kai is not winning a strike war against the
Just
opponent
letting
Kai
you know
already,
it's now
I'm not really
10%.
sure how much size is going to help him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a steak and cheese, chat.
Hi, sweet baby. Can you play a horror game for us? Bear Greenheart.
I like that you use the haste to catch up to a play. Like, that's an okay
I'ma let you
usage
have
of
it.
haste as
It's
well.
alright. I'm gonna let you have it.
Haste can't really get you very far.
It's
This is
alright.
about
Enjoy your
as
meal, bro.
far as it
Enjoy
can
your
get
meal.
you, right?
Forget about 5%.
So
It's now
that's
10.
fine.
Just letting you know.
But I
Just letting you
wouldn't
know
core
it's now
chase down because
10%.
you already have two teammates down. You just want to keep that triangle. You want to spread out. You want to actually walk forward here
It's a steak and cheese, chat.
so that
Hi, sweet baby. Can you play a
if the
horror game for
opponent
us? Bear
Atlas
Greenheart.
decides to clear, he's probably gonna clear to the Estelle right now. You'd
I'ma
be
let you have
there
it.
ready
It's
to
alright.
win a strike war against her, right?
I'm gonna let you have it.
Because you're really good at that, and
It's alright. Enjoy your meal, bro.
Era kind of like depends
Enjoy
on
your
being
meal.
really good at strike
Forget
warring.
about
Midfielding
5%.
depends on really good
It's
strike
now
wars in
10.
general.
Just
So
letting you know. Just letting you know it's now 10%.
you want to be in position to take those on if needed.
It's a steak and cheese, chat.
Oh, hey, Ratman. Fancy seeing you here.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah. All right. Nice burst.
How much time do you have, by the way? Because I'm willing to do an extra game after this.
I can go as long as you want.
Alright.
We can do one more after. I apologize if I'm a little
No,
dry
it's
in
good.
the way I'm teaching today. Yeah. Just woke up and all. Nice strike war. So something else I want to talk about, Era Primary, right? This would work on like any other character, but Era Primary is just pretty bad at contesting other abilities. He has a hard wall, and you have a light hit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you essentially have to win a second hit when you're going for this, but it's just so difficult to time this to do anything. It does help you win the next strike war though. And that was a sick Giga Blast from your Kai. All right, so your beam there, pretty good idea, just a little bit shallow. And what I mean by that, let's get close to it. Your beam here, really nice, right? I like that you're trying to make them small to give Kai a pretty good opportunity to get this barrier. He can either continue to pressure top, which he shouldn't. He should pass to you once you make them small, because there'd be nobody. They'd be too slow to really react to you hitting it here or even bouncing it there. They'd have to burn abilities. But what you want to do instead is continue walking up with this Kai and make it deeper. you want to get both of them, right? And the way you get both of them is you tipper one, but the other one is you stand where you'd be able to hit them too. So let's pretend that you're further out for some reason, just a hypothetical, right? You would purposely walk over so that you can hit both of them. That's how you would angle it. Your cursor placement does not change. And that's how you get like deeper ability usage. Here it's a bit shallow, it can't reach the Estelle. And he gets it anyway. All right. So once you drop the Maelstrom, I kind of want you to walk down here. Just cover the potential corner clear, or even like direct clear, right? If it
Yeah.
goes up to Estelle, you have two teammates that are covering top. They don't need you there. And that's exactly what he goes for. Nice. Why are so many people here? Holy shit.
No, that's crazy.
All right. I feel like I didn't pay attention. That was my bad. And I feel like that helped your enemy Alice a lot. That's my bad. If I were your Kai, um he should have taken Replicator and I would have taken Timeless here. If it was still available. Timeless is pretty good, especially on claustrophobic maps like Imis App, Night Market. You do have to pay attention to release your Maelstrom when it's ready, because it will make it hold for like extra long. But the size is really, really good pressure for scoring. Cast the last Chrono Boost. These are options that I would consider pretty good if your opponents are very dependent on, like, say, Rasmus, X, Zentaro, Juliet. Characters that really rely on scaling off size so that you can permanently just keep them small. But if you were to keep Estelle small, if you were to keep Kai small, they still have their projectiles. They don't really care that much. So it'd just be for your haste, really. Which isn't as
That
much
right there,
value.
you were talking about that earlier about how I had more distance to clear when I was walking down to cover both my teammates for the secondary.
Let me see it. Oh, right.
Like, see,
Yeah,
I just missed out on an opportunity because I walked down to cover both teammates
exactly.
for secondary.
Exactly. You see how big that is? You definitely can be standing down here with that range. Yeah. Nice clear though. Keeping up the pressure. Unfortunate. Nice strike war. It's something you definitely want to keep working on. We've said it a lot already, but I just want to point out one last time before I stop is when you lose possession, just let your goalie get it back to you. Be in position to receive. Don't court chase. It's gonna happen now and then, but that's fine. I think that was all of his stealth abilities, no? That's special, blink, primary. When he bursts, that's when you try like to get in position to give him a open clear of some sort. Because he can stall that. When Estelle backs off and you're pathing up, you're like mind controlling him, telling him pass up. When he has a mid clear now.
I definitely should have been up there.
Yes, definitely. You see it. Okay.
Where's Juno Hater going?
Off to beat up a Juno, obviously. It's off the Juno off screen.
Yep.
Nice. Okay. You get the clear, right? As soon as you get this clear, that's your time to like attack. That's your time to pounce. You want to start keeping up this pressure. You want to walk for it. Every time you recognize I won the strike war or I got a good clear, that's when you want to number one position forward. If you have haste, now you haste. Get ready to think about like look at your cooldowns, think about okay, Maelstrom's coming off. I want to get in position where I can set up a really strong Maelstrom and then just cover the corner. If they clear down, you know, this guy moves up. Because you're in top lane, your goalie will start to position in a way where he can help wherever the action is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't want to move back like this. Like you don't have to help your Kai cover. You're not even behind him, you're parallel to him, right? So even if you wanted to help on defense, you should be like here, right? So that he has a pass up, your Maelstrom goes forward, and you get a chance to dribble behind it. But that's what your goalie's for. If your Kai somehow misses this or loses a strike war, gets a stealth primary, it goes through. That's what your goalie's for. It's not your job. Nice. So I noticed that when you burst, you go for a lot of reaction checks. In this case, it was really good, but you do it like a couple more times later in the game. It doesn't quite work. I'll talk about it more once they appear.
I think I do it a lot because whenever I see what server we're on, it dictates how I use my core flips. Like where you got a West game here versus an East game. If it was an East game, I'd wait significantly more.
I see.
I just have a lot of trauma from games.
That's completely fair, honestly. I think the way I like to think about core flip is if you have the shot, an open shot, and you just need to reaction check them, you go for it immediately. If you don't have a clear shot, take a moment, think about it, maybe even consider passing with the burst. Look for a creative angle that they won't expect. Like on Imi's app, say if you burst and you're over here, you're in the scoring box, right? But they have both options cleared, covered pretty well. Like say Estelle's at the top and Atlas is at the bottom, right? and you can't necessarily get it through them immediately. Like, you can go for something like you can hit it into the demon angle, the other demon angle, but my favorite would actually be hitting it backwards, because as soon as they see the core kind of like change color, they're gonna strike, and then they'll be on strike cooldown. You can get it in, things like that. Just being a bit more patient when you don't have the immediate shot.
Yeah.
Especially as Era, because Era, to score, she just kind of needs creative angles if you don't have Maelstrom up. Hold on. I'm gonna watch the interaction again, because I think I saw a couple things. I go back too far. I think I did. All right. Okay, I like the beam. It's not bad. It gives you guys a chance to clear up.
I noticed I'm pretty much consuming the Kai here,
Consuming the Kai? What do you mean?
stacking on top of him.
Yeah. Juno Blob mentality. I thought we were Juno
Whoa,
haters.
chills. I never played Juno Trust.
You're becoming everything you hate. All right. Nice. You win these. You always win these. It's insane.
Ouch.
On for cheese. Okay. So I don't like that beam very much. I like that you switched, because your Kai is kind of like losing every strike war against the opponent Kai. It's just constant ping pong. And you understand that you're better at strike wars. You have built different. You have the size to contest it. You have your beam and cast last chrono. So you just kind of like permanently will be bigger than opponent Kai if need be. But once they get this clear, I would actually hold on to this beam a little bit longer. Because like right here, this would be a pretty decent time to beam. You stay open. You don't help with this. This just actually makes it more confusing. Because nobody's going to know. Holy. Nobody's going to
Yeah.
know who struck the ball last, when to strike next. Everybody's just going to spam left click, right? But if you were standing out here and you get that beam off, they're both small now. At least your Kai will be big. You will be big. I'm pretty sure you guys can get that through. You have a higher chance at the very least, right? Oh man, mosh pit in OS. Nice. Yeah. You see that burst? Definitely hold on to your Maelstrom. Just wait. Just pressure him into a point where he feels forced to use it to win a strike war against you. Then you Maelstrom.
Ratman Rob coming in clutch.
Right?
What a hero.
The one we all need but don't deserve. Okay. Nice switch. Nice haste. Here. Just kind of like stay for it. Cut off that pass. I don't think there's like too much you can do there. Just let Ratman cook. When you go for defensive beams in your your goal arc, you want to try and hit the opponents but not the core, if that makes sense, because then it gives your teammates a chance to control the core instead of dribbling it. Okay, that beam was actually not bad, but similar to before, it's just a bit too shallow. So you want to walk up further before you cast that beam so that you can hit both of them. Nice. Very nice pass. He should have passed back or just gone for it. I mean, what did he do? Oh, no, he should have passed back. Okay, so you're in a 2v1 situation. Sorry, 2v3 situation. There's some situations where you want to cover the other half of the goal. You don't make it confusing for your goalie, right? One of you covers one half, the other one covers the other half. But in this case, you actually just need to cut this. Like, you need to make sure they don't have this option. Atlas is a hunger down goalie. Atlas is very good at winning these. You just trust him. You just leave it to him, and you give him that clear option, right? It's probably going to come back because this guy's here, but it's better than trying to force this over and over. This takes more time for it to come back. Does that make sense?
Yep.
The only way your opponents win that interaction is with pass plays. When you play second goalie, it's like putting your goalie in a 1v3 situation instead. Imagine if Kai left you timeless earlier. You
Yeah.
have such a fucking big Maelstrom right now. Right. So let's see. She gets prime time. So she's been the main scorer. So she just wants to score more. That's just something to keep track of. This guy taking bulk up tells me that he wants to try and go for more KOs with Gigablast. The two options that I really see here for you are Monumentalist, and you can consider Egoist, though I do think it's a Monumentalist game, especially since you're just kind of like missing scoring pressure. That's the way you get back into the game. You need some sort of way to score. Monumentalist is really good on Imi's app. Egoist is pretty decent if you notice that like your goals are mainly from from your bursts or you're dribbling a lot. So Egoist would give you the speed you would need to kind of like just dribble all the way up, convert. and set up for a really good burst for yourself. But it's not that type of game. So I think Monument is just fine. Your Kai gets Egoist, which is pretty nice. Okay, so when you cast that Maelstrom, I actually thought to myself, nice, you released it early. And specifically, it's because you have Monumentalist already. So even though you released it early, it's basically the same size as a fully formed one, if not a little bigger, right? So
Yeah.
when you pick up Timeless, when you pick up Monumentalist, it's okay to go for these if necessary, if it means you get the timing down better, because it just starts bigger and it's pretty awesome. So this is another just like a subconscious thing. When I see my goalie walk all the way up to the Yeesh line, that tells me my goalie wants us to score. I should kind of like help with that game plan. We need to add more pressure. My goalie either feels that they need to score themselves, or they just want, or they see an opportunity that we could be capitalizing on. Okay. Once, how do I put this? Holy hell, Strike Warrior. Yeah, okay. So that was the first burst after the last one. There's unfortunately not a lot you can do here. I don't think that there's a goal opportunity here. I would just wait to see if one of them strikes. Ideally, this Atlas strikes, right? If he strikes, then you can try and go for it. If he doesn't, you just probably don't have a shot here. You're completely walled off from all angles. You would probably need to go for a vertical dribble, either up or down. It doesn't really matter. You just
Yeah.
kind of like want to buy time for your Kai to reposition and move up. And hopefully that way you can maintain momentum. But this burst is not going to get a goal either way, unless the opponents fuck up. So both opponents here, actually all three, this guy is almost about to get burst. This guy has burst. She has burst. I'd probably hold on to my Maelstrom right now. That's what I'm thinking about. Wait, I gotta clear this. It took me a very long time to stop doing beams like that. Like, it took me a very long time to just try to use my strike instead. Okay, so here, right? We can talk about something new. All right. Core gets to you, but you need to get from point A to point B, and that's a very long distance, wouldn't you say?
Hmm.
So the best way we can do that is to dribble. Your angles need to be really tight, especially the very first strike that you do, the first touch, right? Because you need to be able to catch up to it. You don't have haste to kind of like go for wider angles right now, so it needs to be really tight. You need to walk up with it slowly, and then see what you and your other forward can do at that point, right? If you go for a really wide angle, it's just going to get to Atlas first, and he has burst, and that's really scary. This Maelstrom is not bad. Just the angle needs to be a bit more centered. You want to cut off both of them. You want to force Atlas out of his burst. You want to just keep playing this game with him. And once this Maelstrom is cleared, then you have a pass option.
Average second goalie era.
It's alright, we win the next one, trust. So this beam here. Wait, did I go back too far? No, it's the next beam. This beam here, this haste here. These things are happening. In my opinion, it's the positioning, right? You're casting cooldowns because you're panicking, because you feel that you really want to get it off your half, and you feel like you need to make a play. So you're just kind of like clicking buttons. But if you were in a position where you can offer a better clear in some form, right? Like your Kai's here, but he's not doing a lot. He's not really helping with that. Either you help your goalie get that clear better, or if Kai ends up moving down, then you'd be able to work there, right? You wouldn't need to cast your abilities. If you really want, you can try to set up a Maelstrom. Like say you set up a Maelstrom down while the action's all happening top. When you set up that Maelstrom to go like this, right? You're giving your goalie like an option out. It's like, oh, that's finally open. I can work with that, right? But the beam, the haste, you know, it's more a reaction to your previous positioning. Okay. Same thing as before. We see her get her energy. If she gets into this position, Maelstrom, immediately set it up. It should help a lot, even if you instantly click it, because now you have Monumentalist, right? And she just won't have that option. What she can do is either she doesn't burst there, and she won't be able to evade the Maelstrom, or she waits for the Maelstrom to pass while holding the core and staying elusive. It passes her, and then she will strike. But it makes her timing of when she decides to kick the ball after the flip very obvious for your goalie. Very obvious for you, in fact. But when she gets to flip like that, she has the advantage of making you play her guessing game. Oh my. Okay. So let's see. Ratman gets this KO, which is pretty awesome. You guys probably want to stall until you can get into a position where all three of you are ready to take this barrier down. Hold on, sorry, I scrolled back way too far. Right? So you can just stay here because Ratmans are already moving back down, like back to a more defensive position in the case that Kai loses possession in this interaction, right? You just need to be ready where if they lose interaction, Ratman can pass it back to you and you maintain momentum because you only have this timer to make a play. You don't want to kind of clump up again. Nice. Okay. When that barrier goes down, you stay up there. You can move forward. You can like kind of like crowd this Kai. But this is his possession now. This is his game. You let him play his thing. You give him a pass option. He can probably tell that you have burst, so it's very likely that he will get a pass to you once he sees it available. All right. I went back too far again, didn't I? All right. I would argue that you don't even need to burst here if you never went down, if you were just in position, right? You would just wait for Kai to strike, and you're bigger than him because you have built different, right? His strike box is smaller than yours. So you'd be able to go for a dribble, you'd be able to go for a pass. You can just see what's available to you until you see an opening that where you can use your burst to go for a goal. You're still waiting for the barriers to open as well. So you have a bit of time to buy. Like, yeah, just don't core chase. Nice. I like that you're cutting off this pass between the both of them. He's forced to flip. Okay, hold on. As soon as Maelstrom comes off cooldown here, you can set it up. You can force him into your little game again, where he has to... You force the timing on his burst or evade. So defense-wise, I think Ramen did like pretty well this game, but there just wasn't a lot of offensive pressure because you were in this like 1-1-1 formation a lot, and your opponents were very often in a triangle, right?
Yeah.
There it is again. Everyone's in top lane now. One thing you can think about to visualize, right, for triangles as a offensive formation, it makes dribbles a lot safer because if you mess up your dribble, your other forward will be there to pick it up for you. Likewise, right? If you're in a 1-1-1 formation, it's kind of like the person behind you is expecting the person in front to lose a strike war and they'd be able to send it back. But you only really need 2 people for that. This third person isn't necessary. I don't like this Maelstrom simply because of her meter. But you win those anyways. Juno hater to strike warrior. Alright. As soon as you get that clear and you see how far this core has traveled, even though Kai whiffed it, you get into position. You're the highest person compared to your teammates. So your job is top lane offense now. Nice. I like the mid clear. The beam is empty. I like the mid clear, but the beam doesn't accomplish anything. Holy, I forgot you had Chrono and Casa, so she's just staying small forever. But let's see.
I think I had her permanently shrunk there.
Yeah, kinda. So this is what I call a gamble, Maelstrom, because you don't have core possession. You're kind of like hoping that they get a pass to you to make a play off it. Oops. Which doesn't happen. And now you're on cooldown. That is a good beam. You get the core out and you make her small at the same time. When you get someone small, they're slow, you're big, you have an opportunity to kind of like walk past them as if you had like slick kicks, right? Like when you hit the core, you can, when you win a strike war with slick kicks, you have an opportunity to walk in front of them before their goalie can redirect it to them, right? It's the same thing with beam. So when you hit the core, when you hit them at the same time, that's your opportunity just like to just ego them, just walk past them as though they're nothing. I like where you're positioning. You're making sure that they have a pass option once they see it. Yeah, right. He didn't see the goal, so he went for a dribble with that. Not bad. And I like that you're just standing here and you're hoping that he wins the interaction. And he almost gets it. A bit rough on the angle, but you don't need to Maelstrom this far back. You can, in fact, you just stay there. Even though they lost possession, what happened? Your goalie was in position, ready to return it to your Kai. So you don't have to fall back so far. in fact,
I think I should have just stayed down there the entire time.
Yes, it's really difficult to be like, nothing's happening. I'm making the correct play. I just need a pass to come to me. I want to do something about it. But you're already making the correct decision. Like, this is perfect. I don't want you to move from here. You're just waiting for your Maelstrom to come off cooldown, and it finally does. And once it does, what you can do, right, is if you think that they're not deciding to pass to you, then you ping pass. You be like, pass. I have Maelstrom. I can set up. But it's just that he doesn't have an opportunity yet. So you're just waiting for it. Even if he loses his interaction, it goes back to him. In fact, it would go back to him. He'd have a clearer option down to you. He can even hit this. Once you set up, once you see the opportunity coming up, you can set up the Maelstrom, and then you hit pass. After this clears, right? After this clears forward, there will be nobody here. Like, you can guarantee that they will not be able to make it down. That will be a pass option after the fact. Then you can get the barrier. That's their job, right? Your goalie has burst and he has somebody else to help him. You just stay down. You give him that option to clear. If he manages to get court possession, he needs somebody that can help him clear bot if that's a better option. You can think of it like, where would I like a blob to be right now?
No shot.
That's where you should stand. All right, nice. All right, I like the idea behind the last defensive Maelstrom, actually. It's just unfortunate that she has the timing. All right, so the number one thing that we can notice is obviously you just need to spread out, right? You just need to make sure you're open to passes. The more open you are to passes, especially helping your goalie with the mid clear, standing in a triangle when you're going for offense, the more likely you are able to get a pass, the more the more passing to your teammates will be on your mind, which will make it more natural to think about dribble angles as well when you just don't have that pass available to you, because you can pass to yourself by hitting the wall, right? And I don't think I saw you dribble at all that game. It's really important on Era because she doesn't really have stuffing tools aside from her Maelstrom. So you often will be scoring just looking for creative angles essentially, and dribbling will help with that. A lot of the ability usage kind of like came out of panic from your positioning is what I noticed, because you were trying to get it off your half of the field. If we can cut out those like empty ability usages like Gambly, Maelstroms, or beams that kind of shrink one person for a little bit, but then they're not in the action anyway, so it doesn't accomplish anything. You just won't be in cooldown when you actually need them for offense. So those are the main two things that I want to focus on right now. Did you have any specific questions before going into another game?
No, sir.
All right. Okay, so you want to play another one?
Yeah.
All right, I'll switch it back to you.
For those of you in the call, be careful about queuing comp right now, by the way. We are in there.
I just want to rephrase what I said about ability usage. I want you to really think about the intent before you click the button each time. Why are you maelstroming right now? Why are you beaming right now? Why are you hasting right now? Try to figure out like when you actually want to use it.
Okay.
I miss app. We get the run back, the salty run back. My favorite.
Wait, it's janitor's closet again.
Oh, and they're on your team this time. Oh, baby.
Chills.
Classic. Makes sense. Oh, okay. Eddie Cam. That name seems familiar.
They're on the OS server a lot.
I see, I see. I'd go Slicks. Yeah. It's almost always Slicks.
Hey, but imagine if it was me on the other team.
Whoa, chills,
Crazy.
chills.
Alright, who's the goalie?
Kai? No name Kai?
Oh, okay. I like that you're staying forward. Nice. Good things happen. Now you have your Maelstrom. It's a good time to set up. Okay, not bad. Nice. Very lovely. Awesome. So as soon as you hit 2 there, you actually had a chance to set up Maelstrom. Even if your Juliet had core position, you're just kind of like applying pressure to the goalie.
Yeah.
Nice. I love this. I love that. Beautiful. A lot more pressure already. Nice dribble. I love that. I love it. Beautiful. You got this. Nice. Awesome. And that's in. Easy. I feel like I'm unpranked or something. Some hidden camera show. You actually knew everything you were doing. You like purposely just didn't do them last game. Is that it?
Whoa, chills.
All right. What do we want here?
I might deny Kai prime time.
Very fair. I think that's the top priority right now. You win a set. Denial's on your mind. Era eats good from almost everything, anyways. And you just win this draft. I forgot to start recording, but I'll start recording now. If you have to do a defensive Maelstrom, that's okay. In one of the lanes, though.
My passkey's broken.
I know. I hate it. All right.
My
Okay.
passkey is broken.
I feel that. I really want them to fix it. Not bad. You force out the flip. You can Maelstrom if you need to get it past Vice. Nice. And that's in, right? There we
Yep.
go. Lovely. It's very difficult for Era to get the core past a midfielder with projectiles without something like that, like Maelstrom. Nice. Almost. Don't forget to set out your Maelstrom when you have possession. Awesome. Then just stay in position, stay open, so you can burst.
Oh,
If
nice.
you're in a position where you have to counter an opponent flip, but you don't have Maelstrom available, don't use beam. Just try to react to the core changing color and strike. Beam won't work because you telegraph when you're going to hit. Ouch.
Very much so. I think my best bet would have been standing on one of the sides adjacent to a wall.
Yes. Maybe I distracted you a bit too. Who knows? I'll take the blame. All right. Nice. Beautiful. Keeping out the pressure. Lovely. Lovely. Where was this Juno hater when Ratman was on your team?
Crazy, crazy.
Robbing LP only to donate it to others.
Janitor's Closet has
yeah,
a
you're boosting
100% win rate
janitors
with
right
me in the
now?
game.
Alright. Alright, let's see. I'm thinking if Callus makes it to okay. Tempo is fine. Tempo or replicator is up to you, not Deadeye.
I don't know exactly how effective Deadeye would be on ulti.
Not great. Tempo would do a better job. Tempo kind of shreds. It does 5% per hit.
Whoa.
It's crazy.
Crazy? I was crazy once.
They locked me in a room.
Whoa.
Alright, you had haste available there. If Julia understands the mission. Maybe. Nope, apparently not.
POV, the pass key is broken.
Right? Not bad. Alright, you move up here. I'd have waited on the Maelstrom once you're both in position. Awesome. Great. Great comfort. Don't forget Maelstrom. Awesome. You had a lot of opportunity to set up a fully formed Maelstrom there. It makes the goalie's clears very predictable for you, Juliet.
Okay. Ooh.
Spicy. Nice pass. Lovely wait from Juliet. Strike warrior over here. Lovely. Good job. You had haste that kickoff again, but it's a bit too late now. Nice dribble. Lovely. And you win already. Crazy. That was a fast one. All right.
Crazy.
We can quickly go over this one. There's a lot less this time. I think you've picked up on a lot of it really fast, like instantly. It's crazy. All right, let me pull up the VOD. I only have the second and third set, which is unfortunate because you had some crazy plays in the first one.